Hi, my name is Hannah. I own and am the principal designer at Roy Hospitality Design Studio. We have been in business for 10 years. We've completed over 200 hospitality projects in and around the Bay Area and beyond. And we really focus on concept-driven restaurants and hotels as sort of our bread and butter of what we're best at. I went to school for design and architecture. I went to the Academy of Art here in the Bay Area, and I've always just had an affinity for drawing, for art, for design in general, ever since I was a very small girl. It's been my just absolute passion. But I grew up in the restaurant industry, so my parents owned restaurants my whole life. And I was working in them and just around them, and that it was just a part of our family was being in the restaurants. And so when I went to school, I ended up working at a high-end residential firm right out of college, and just kind of knew pretty early on that that really wasn't for me. It felt just a bit misaligned. I loved the design process, and I absolutely loved working with clients and finding these wonderful solutions for people. But I was working at a restaurant in San Francisco, and the owner of the restaurant, I found out, was opening a new restaurant around the corner. And I asked him if I could just kind of be a fly on the wall through his design process. And I ended up working with him really closely on that project. And he coincidentally happens to now own more restaurants in the Bay Area than anyone else. And so he just kind of kept hiring me. I started my firm. Right then, I left the residential firm that I was working at, and I started my own firm. And we've just kind of built organically over the last 10 years based on the people I know in the industry and our portfolio. The firm used to be called Hannah Collins Designs. When we went to, I used to do residential when I first started, and when we went to strictly hospitality and sort of niche down into our focus of just doing restaurants and hotels, really, I wanted to change the name and just have something that felt a little bit bigger than me, like it could kind of evolve and grow with us. I have quite an exciting vision for where the firm can go, and so I felt like the rebrand was critical. And when we changed the name, I just wanted something kind of short and sweet. Roy happens to be my grandfather's name. I was working with my sister at the time. He was a really wonderful influence to both of us in our life, definitely encouraged us to be entrepreneurial. I love hospitality because I love hospitality people. Just like restaurant people are my people. And I think that that's probably just growing up around them. But, restaurant people are crazy. I mean, you don't get into restaurants unless you just can't not. It's a ton of hard work. It's emotionally exhausting. It's a lot of giving and not a lot of receiving. And it's kind of a thankless job. And so I just have such a passion for working with people who have so much passion. It's extraordinary to be able to build things for them and to really support them through building their dreams and opening, places for their community to gather, and all of that stuff it's so wonderful to be a part of those projects. Residential can be really fun, but I just found it really challenging to justify some of the decisions or to really be able to build a narrative for people. That was much harder for me to be able to get to sort of our end goal where the client was really happy and I felt really excited about the design. People coming out of COVID were really ready for more color. I think people are really excited about more softness, more excitement. So really bright colors, but also things that feel really fun, kind of flirtatious. I'm feeling kind of design for design's sake coming back into play, as opposed to this more kind of like minimalist, mid-century undertone of design language that people have really latched onto over the last decade. But I think, kind of more Art Nouveau, again, just designing for design's sake, just having fun, being playful, really layering things in, and I'm seeing that in fashion, and interiors usually follows fashion, and so that's kind of an exciting exploration for me. We've designed some pretty crazy things. We designed, and it didn't actually get built, but we designed like a pneumatic tube to transport toys in this like crazy retail shop that we did once, which was totally nuts. We've designed, I think one of the hardest things we were 4 weeks into a 6-week long construction project. So we had been planning the project this was Sam's in Tiburon. We'd been planning the project for 8 months. Construction started. We had a 6-week timeline that the restaurant was going to be closed. It was like a quick flip. And so we had to get things done. And at week 4, the owner said to me, what if we could have the furniture outside heated? And I was like, that would be amazing, but that's probably not possible. But we did it. We somehow got I found this heated furniture company called Lantern Jones in San Francisco. They built us this amazing custom bench. I don't know how they did it so quickly. I don't know how we got it done. It was like a little past the 6-week deadline, but we got it in, and it's a magical experience now. We just finished a couple restaurants that I'm extremely proud of. We just finished a beautiful seafood concept in Carmel, the town of Carmel by the sea, for a husband and wife team. And they both kind of had Michelin star backgrounds, and she's front of house, he's back of house. They live in the apartment upstairs with their 2 children. Is this beautiful house right in downtown Carmel, and we built just an extraordinary expression of them and their food concept and their passion, and that project is just really beautiful. I love the Riddler. That was such a fun project to work on. We were able to do the San Francisco location, and then when she opened up her second location in New York, just being able to be in New York and work with her there was really, really extraordinary, and also just such a reflection of her. Jen Pelka, the owner, she just had this extreme passion for champagne, and now she's gone on to open a champagne brand of her own, and it's so fun to be able to work with people with such vision. I love him. My mom listened to Frank Sinatra. Like, I remember my grandfather used to drum in his office to Frank Sinatra, and I would sit on the floor and listen to him. And then when I got older and we were working in the restaurants, my mom would play Frank Sinatra every morning when we were baking and getting the restaurant open. She owned a coffee shop in the little town I grew up in, and it was just like all the policemen came, all the firemen came, all the locals came, and we would just listen to Frank Sinatra and bake muffins and open the coffee shop, and it just has like such fond memories for me in my life. I'm a very introverted person. I think people oftentimes think I'm very extroverted because I kind of, I don't know, come across that way, but I'm very introverted. I love spending time at home. I love reading. I love sort of being by myself. I love eating out by myself. I love going to dinner by myself. There's a lot that I get out of having my solo time.